Alright guys, welcome back to another Matthew Nunez video! You saw the title. We're going to get into that now. Let's do it! What? Alright guys, well that's Rocky, and that's a Rzr Turbo S. Alright guys, so we got a 2019 scratch that! 2020 Rzr Turbo S Velocity Blue. Let me get into all the specs. You guys probably know all this stuff, but let me tell you what we got done to it, and I want to tell you a little life story of this Rzr Turbo S models and stuff. Alright, so first from factory, all Rzr Turbo S's came with 32 coyotes with a 15-inch little non-beadlock black rim. Pretty nice. Comes with Walker Evans suspension. 72 inches wide. This is all factory. Walker Evans suspension, 72 inches wide, 32-inch tires. And then the upgrade we did put was a little Super ATV bumper with a nice Black Ops winch. Pretty cool. A full glass windshield that everyone needs. Freaking awesome. A little fence. Born in the USA. And also, we also put some speakers, some big old JL audio speakers, a roof. I think it comes with a roof, but I kind of like the Rzr Turbo S's cages. This is a stock cage and it looks pretty mean. So it has big old 8.8 JL audio, insane. We added little mirrors. They come factory with the harnesses. Yes, Rzr Turbo S's come like this, factory harnesses. Suspension is pretty good. Walker Evans, I recently said. So it comes with an OEM crappy exhaust, but we put a straight pipe, like fully back to the turbo, and it's a full Trinity exhaust. So the specs of this thing, it has a 168 turbocharged ProStar Rzr motor. So the turbo is right in there. Can't really see it. See if I can get into it in here. So the turbo is right into there, into that little cubby that you can't see. 168 horsepower. It's fully stock. It just has a little straight pipe Trinity exhaust. It sounds pretty good, which you're going to hear later. What else does it not come with? We put the speakers. We put the windshield, mirrors, nice exhaust. But the suspension, tires, and wheels all come like that, 72 inches wide. These doors all come like this with the lower inserts. Some do not, but most of them did. It's a 2020 Polaris Rzr Turbo S Velocity. OEM harnesses, obviously. So now let me talk to you about some history about these machines. So, little story time. Rzr Turbo S's have been discontinued. The last one, which I'll pop up right here, is a 2021 special edition they made. That's the last Turbo S ever made. They stopped making them because they transferred to the RZR Pro R, I think it is, which is a new body style. But I kind of like these. These are pretty bad machines. Really underrated. Not underrated, overrated. Perfect rated. Just, I hate that they stopped making them. But yeah, that's why I tied this video to the last one made, because this is the last Turbo S Velocity they made. Because the Turbo S Velocity are the ones that come in orange and blue, which is the last one they made in 2020. The last Velocity. But they did make one more, like I explained, a special edition one. Which has, so the special, this is just the, pretty much not the base model, but it's just a different one. Because the big, all bells and whistles are the ride command and live valve ones. Which this just has a light bar switch, which we have a light bar. I never said that. A 4x4, and it has LED lights. It's all it has. And then we got the winch on the other side. But this right here actually has ride command, which you saw in my Ranger video. And this actually is a little iPad screen that goes in here, which you can buy for it. But the ones that are named Ride Command with live valve suspension, they have that little iPad screen already built in. And that's the cluster right there. It would go right there, little iPad screen. And also, it had Fox Racing live valve suspension, where you could switch it off firm, soft, and hard with a switch of a button. This has the Walker Evans, which just doesn't have that. So it doesn't have the Ride Command and the live valve suspension, which is probably a $5,000, maybe more, $5,000 to $7,000 upgrade, because the Ride Command alone is $3,000, and the suspension is probably going to be another $3,000. So $5,000 to $7,000 in that range upgrade. But I think this machine's pretty bad to the bone. You see how the radiator is so beefy? This thing is just so beefy. Basically an X3, you know? Look how beefy that is. Look at the control arms, the axe. All this is OEM, by the way. This bike is very low miles and hours. Everything's OEM. See, that's all how that comes like that. Okay, from this side, put those big old JL audio speakers. Pretty nice machine. Oh, also, we did put a belt. It has a belt fan thing that you can't really see right now. All right, now you can see. So it has a little blower fan that makes the whole belt clutch run smooth and cold. It's built in. And by the way, I don't know if anyone knows this, but these are snorkels right here. So your intake, your belt, and your throttle body goes right here. And on the other side, I think, is the throttle body. So your intake and belt goes right here, and the throttle body on the other side, or it might be the other way around. But that's where you can go up to water without it sinking. And then before I end the video, so I told you everything about this machine. I'm going to let you hear it, how it sounds with the non-OEM exhaust, aftermarket exhaust, if you guys want this. The exhaust sounds pretty nice. But I'm going to do a montage and make how it sounds. But before I do that part, I want to tell you guys, this machine is actually kind of, like I always said, discontinued but hard to find. But if you guys want to actually be in the market for these, they run, very good deal is like 20 grand. You're not going to get, because this is like the comparison of a Can-Am X3, this exact machine. So 20 grand is really cheap for this machine with like 1,000 to 2,000 miles, which there's actually one in my area of town, which is like the Florida area. There's one that's actually for 21 grand and it has 900 miles. Maybe look that guys up if you guys want to buy a Rzr Turbo S. It has like 1,000 miles and it has more mods than this. And he wants like 21 grand, which is pretty cheap. So if you guys are in Florida area or you guys want to Rzr Turbo S, look up that on Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, so this machine, MSRP, like our Can-Am X3, like a 28 grand. That sits like this, but without like what we added, because it's pretty OEM. Like all we did was a roof and speakers and exhaust. But as I was saying, like this machine right here is very rare right now because it's a 2020 Turbo S, not making it. And also this machine, we're gonna show you how much it has. But to find a Rzr that's 2 years old and that they don't make no more, come on, 30, 35 grand is really good for that. They're selling some for 40 grand right now that are brand new to are just retarded. But I think 30 grand, 600 miles, like the guy's selling one right now that's a really good deal, like I told you, that has like 2,000 miles for 21 grand, but I don't know, this thing's like, there's not one scratch on this thing, nowhere. But it has pretty much a 1/4 of that guy's miles. So that's why this is a very rare machine. But yeah, guys, let's get into the sounding of this machine. Let's get into the little montage, and that'll be it for this Polaris Rzr video. Insane. Let's get into it. Thanks for watching, guys!